How's it going, everyone? This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and welcome back to another Let's Play EVE Online video. Okay, so today I just want to show you what I've managed to do recently with, I've been able to make some further changes to my Harpy. So as you know, the Harpy is a assault frigate, and it's also my favorite assault frigate in the Caldari ship lineup. And so I just want to show you what I've managed to fit onto the Harpy. So as you can see here, I've got 4 125mm railgun, Tech 2 railguns, as well as a light missile launcher, which is also Tech 2. So before, I'll show you what I had before. So before I had 75mm Gatling railguns, and as well as a light missile launcher. Now, back then I thought that this is as far as I can this is as far as I can go when it comes to fitting weapons, mainly because of the CPU limitations. And so I think with Caldari ships, I think one of the limitations that you'll run into is the CPU. I think because Caldari ships are considered quite high tech compared to ships in the other empires, like the Minmatar and the Galente and the Amar. I think in the lore, and also I think in some ways in practicality, the Caldari ships are considered more high tech. And so as a result, I think that's partly one of the reasons why there's one of the limitations that you run into is the CPU. However, one of the things that I love about EVE Online is the fact that I can sit in the ship fitting screen, in the ship fitting window for a long time, and I love tinkering with ships and trying to see what I can come up with. And so after sitting, after about I think one hour or so, I think it's 1.5 hours or something, I managed to replace the 75mm with the 125mm, and basically I pushed this Harpy, this ship, to its very limit. And so I'll show you the what enabled me to fit all these more powerful guns onto the ship and still have a little bit of CPU left over. So if you look at this rig here, the small processor overclocking unit, the Tech 2 variant. So what this does is that it increases a ship's CPU at the cost of 10% shield recharge rate bonus. So 10%, especially for a Caldari ship, that's probably quite a severe penalty, I'd say, considering that the Caldari ship's main form of defense is the shields. So I'll just show you. So I'll show you what the recharge rate is. So for this ship that I'm showing you now, it takes 6 minutes and 35 seconds, down from 10 minutes and 25 seconds as the base value. And so this is for the the Mark II. I've saved it as a Mark II fitting. So if we go back to my initial fitting, and we'll have a look at that. It takes 5 minutes and 59 seconds. So between this and the Mark II, there is a 30-second difference. So for me, and also as a compromise, as a reduction, I've decided to remove the small EM shield reinforcer, which would have given me a total of 62% EM damage resistance. So the trade-off, to be able to fit all these guns, is a 30-second increase in the shield recharge speed, the amount of time for the shields to recharge to full, which in my opinion is a small sacrifice. And also, 44% to 62% is a small, I think 18% difference. So in my mind, this is a small price to pay, fitting this on in order to fit all these more powerful guns. So if you a Caldari ship pilot and you've sort of hit a brick wall, and you've sort of thought to yourself, maybe there's no other way for me to fit anything better, any better weapons or what have you, you can consider fitting this small processor overclocking unit. And I'll show you where it is. So it's under rigs and engineering. And so you've got small, medium, large, capital. Obviously, depending on the ship class, the ship size of your ship, then you will use the appropriate rig size. But for a frigate, you will use the small one, the small rig, the small engineering rigs. So it's right here, small processor overclocking unit. And I'll show you what the price is. Now keep in mind, the prices can fluctuate from day to day. Like what I showed you the other day when I looked at the market, and the one unit of Corax was selling for 8 million ISK, almost close to 9 million, I think it is. Normally when I look at the market, it's only selling for 1 million, somewhere around there. So this rig costs, I think, just a little over 1 million ISK, so it's not a lot. I mean, if you've got a good amount of ISK in your wallet, then this is probably not a huge price tag, but yeah, just keep in mind that the generally it does sell. Yeah, obviously watch out for things like this. Don't obviously before you buy something, just check the market. Make sure that you get the lowest price that you can, and obviously you click on the price to have it descending, I should say. So from lowest to highest. So from lowest to highest, so that the highest price is always at the bottom and the lowest price is always at the top. And so that way, and if you play the game for quite some time, you'll sort of get an idea of how much a item is worth and how much people would normally buy and sell it for. So yeah, it is somewhere around the 1 million ISK mark. So if you have quite a lot of ISK lying around, then it's probably not a huge price tag for you. Okay, and I will also show you how much damage it does. So this is the amount of damage it would do in an alpha strike. That is to say, all the weapons firing at once. And so if you look at the damage output, so this is also the optimal range is 7,000 meters or 7k km. And so as you can see, the damage is quite respectable, and so that's the damage per second. And if we compare it to actually before I do that, I'll just I will show you the. Okay, so there's as you know, if you have a Tech 2 railgun, you can opt for the advanced railgun ammunition. So I'll show you what. Okay, maybe I'll just. Yeah, it's probably it's easier this way if you simulate it, because if you don't simulate it, then you have to take everything out and put everything, put the ammunition that you want. But in a simulated screen, you can swap out different weapons without having to change them out. And okay, so I'll put in the precision light missile. So okay, so when you put the long range ammunition in, the damage alpha strike becomes 272, which is quite significantly lower than if you were to fit the short range high damage ammunition. But if you look at the range, And also I fit a I should also fit a put in the correct script. Where is it? Optimal range script. So this is a very useful module to have, the tracking computer, if you're flying a advanced Caldari ship, especially if you're using railguns or maybe even blasters. I think the tracking computer is a very good module because it allows you to, depending on what ammunition and what gun you're using, you can put in different scripts to further increase the amount of bonuses that you get. Okay, so if you put in that script, suddenly it becomes 60 km. So you can sit at 60 kilometers out and basically snipe at targets, obviously at lower damage and obviously at a much lower turret tracking. But it's much more powerful than using the 72mm railguns. And I'll show you the how much it would what the difference is like. So let's put in the spike ammunition, and so as you can see, it's even lower. The damage, alpha strike damage, is even lower, and the range is also almost less than half. It's about 8 kilometers. So it's 38 kilometers. So almost around half of what you would get in a 125mm railgun. So as you can see, let's go back to my Mark II. So as you can see, what I'm getting is a huge amount of a huge benefit in damage output at the expense of a little bit of defense. So I still have 3,783 shield hit points, but the recharge rate is just slightly longer, and also the EM damage resistance is 18% lower. So in my mind, this is a small price to pay for the increase, for the considerable amount of damage increase that I'm getting. So I just want to show you that. So thank you very much for watching, and hope that you found this video useful and enjoyable. And so I will be back next time with another video, but for now, thank you for watching. This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.